Welcome back to the Fern House Project. This is episode 14, and this is the episode when I build my very first wall. Now, I have gotten a lot more viewers since I last posted a video and have a lot more folks following this channel, so I'm going to take a moment just to touch base on what this project is about again, in case anybody's wondering. This project is about building an off-grid teeny cabin that'll be a guest house that folks can come to get time away, to be inspired, be creative, find reconnection with others or themselves. It's meant to be a little wooded oasis of sorts. I've been co-hosting my neighbor's cabin for over a year now. People that visit there are mostly coming from metropolitan and urban areas, and they get a chance to disconnect from all the things that clutter their mind and to reconnect with the things that they want to have priorities with. And it is so wonderful to be a part of that process, to meet people and greet people, and to go the extra mile and make hospitality something that's really special. I had three options for how I could do this. The first option would be to have a pre-built structure brought into my building site. But to do this, we would have had to really widen out some of the trails and disturbed a lot of the really beautiful environment that was already in existence down at my building site area. The second option would be to have somebody come in and build the structure for me. Now, I considered this, but I really wanted to be careful to stay within my budget, and that means I don't want to accumulate any debt doing this project. So this led me to my third option, and that was to go ahead and actually build my own structure. Now, I am many things, but I am not a carpenter or a home builder. However, I've got plenty of people in my life who have skills and experience in these areas. So if I was willing for the challenge, I felt like I could probably have enough instruction and insight and assistance to be able to get this job done. And it just sounded like a fun challenge. So here I am, building my own teeny house. So what are the specs on this project? Well, it's a 16 by 22 foot cabin. It's going to be 2 rooms, the main room, which will include the sleeping area, eating area, sitting area, and kitchen, as well as a separate room for the bathroom. The cabin is going to be built on a building pad and footer blocks, so it's not considered a permanent structure. The cabin is also going to be receiving its electricity through solar power. We're going to use a direct current system and skip the inverter. We can chat more about that later. I am going to be putting a composting toilet into the bathroom, and there will be running water coming from a 40-gallon transportable tank into the bathroom for the shower. This will also run through an on-demand hot water heater powered by propane. Because there's going to be propane coming to the cabin, we're going to include a 2-burner stove as well as a small propane refrigerator. The cabin itself will be heated with a wood stove, and the experience will be very much like an upgraded camping experience. We have already built the trailside deck for this project, which is not far from the cabin. It's just another way guests can enjoy the space and enjoy the trails and have opportunity to relax and be creative. So that brings me to the last question. Why am I making these videos? Well, it's become my experience with the other cabin that folks love knowing backstory to the place that they're staying. So I decided I would keep this video journal so that folks can tune in during their stay, after their stay, before their stay, and just get to know a little bit more about the fern house, what went into it, and what's unique about it. But it's turned out to be super cool to have folks following along this process with me, and I'm appreciating that people are subscribing, that they're interested, and that they are also sharing their 2 cents about construction advice. I am not turning any of that down, and I am excited about all that I'm learning and the things that I'm becoming capable of doing. Now you're watching me frame my first wall ever, but it is a pretty simple process. And if you've ever thought about building something and you feel intimidated by it, please don't. Try it out. You might find that you can do a lot more than you think. So the important things I've learned so far is keep everything square. It really does matter. So I'm going to be checking my square as I go. I am making an 8-foot wall here. It's 22 feet long. My studs are going to be put every 24 inches. And then, of course, I'll make adjustments as needed for framing in windows and doors. But this wall only has one window. It is a small window. It'll fit right between my studs, actually. So this is the most simplistic wall that I have to build on this whole project. So that's why I'm starting with it. I had pre-cut all of these studs at 8 feet, not thinking about the fact that they were fitting inside of my framing, so they could actually be 4 inches shorter than 8 feet. So now I'm going to have to go back and cut each of these down as I work my way across. So there goes the efficiency I was hoping for. But it's my first time through, so I'm not going to beat myself up too much over it. So I've got two things going on here. One, I'm losing daylight. I didn't have much time this evening to sneak down and work on the project, but I'm trying to make the most out of every bit of daylight I can. And two, I'm trying to figure out where this window is going to go. This is a really, really simple step of this project. It's a small window, it's the kitchen window, but I feel really nervous about it because I've never framed a window in before, and I want to make sure that I've got it right and that the window actually fits in the hole when it's time to put it there. So it's a 29-inch window, and I'm not putting in a double header. I think that's what you call it, over the window or under the window, because it's small and it actually will fit within a ½ inch in between these studs. So there's a lot of things that make this pretty uncomplicated, but it's just the first time I'm doing it. So yeah, I'm a little nervous. Today I have little helpers in tow, and I am excited for them to share this experience with me. It's a great way to have some practical application of math skills, and great way to practice a little critical thinking and common sense, and hopefully just have fun.
Hook the end of the tape measure to that end of the board.
Right there.
Now hook it down to the blackboard.
Oh, go the whole way down to the end. So it hooks on. There it is.
Now keep it right there. Me and Daddy used to do this. See, Mommy? Mommy, remember me and Daddy used to do this?
Right. after our last rainstorm, I realized that I'd left the chalk line lay out in the rain. So it's a little disgusting at the moment. So as we lay these plywood pieces across here, I'm just going to have to measure them out by hand to make sure I'm hitting the studs underneath when I tack down the screws. Actually, that is a great job for little hands. So a little shout out here to Dave Wilkin, who had suggested that I stagger my plywood to add some structural strength as I was building. He had watched me build the floor deck and noticed that I had aligned all my seams. He had suggested that I make sure I stagger my sheets of plywood when I do the roof, and I thought, why not do it on the walls as well to add a little strength to the bracing. Thanks. So my overall wall length was supposed to be 22 feet. Now, when I framed up the floor, I ended up actually making it 22 feet and 4 inches because of how I placed my boards. And I didn't think that was a big deal, but now I'm finding that being 4 inches longer than 22 feet keeps being a problem when I sheet stuff, and I have to make these little slivers to put on the end, and I actually had to scab some 2x4s against that final stud, so I had something to screw my plywood into. Oh well, live and learn, now I know, but it's fixable. So my buddy Nick from Canada had suggested when I put down my plastic wrap on the house, that I do that before I stand the wall up so that I can wrap the bottom plate of my wall and help to seal it a little bit more from the elements. So that's what I'm doing, getting this prepped, and then it'll be time to stand this wall up. I am so excited. This right here might be the only skill I'm bringing from nursing school into this building project. I'm making a beautiful square corner, just like I was making a bed.
That's what Emmy and Abby just went through.
I'm not really sure that it's necessary, but it does make me feel good to know it's there.
And then they seemed all better.
So there it is. That is my first wall. I am so excited about this. I know it was pretty simplistic in the making, but I'm super excited about it. It really was a milestone for me. Carter is here this evening, and my husband. We're going to get this thing stood up. I am so excited.
I don't know how I'm getting under it.
Carter's going to help you get under it. Somebody screwed us.
What?
There's a sliver of wood under it. harder.
This little brace I made.
Slowly walk down to Jess. What do I guess you'll have to do slowly? You got it. Jess, you're going to tell us how far out we need to go.
Am I letting go?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this end is going to be coming off. Your end is way in.
What?
I need to bring this back.
Which way? Talk to me.
This end needs to come in. Your end is fine. It's going to need to go out, but right now let's get this end in. I don't even know how to get that in.
Now, let's start with this end if it's close.
All right. So you want me to get the hammer and bang on it?
Well, I don't know which way we need to go. Mine needs to go out.
Yours needs to go out.
It's out. How much further do you want it out? Don't let it go that way.
Perfect.
You're happy with that?
I'm happy.
Put your 2x4 on. So that way we can still move the bottom around. Hold on. You got a hold of that, Carter? Yep. Huh? Yeah.
Oh boy, he's going by the finger.
Are you sure you got a hold of it?
I got a hold of it.
You want the hammer?
No. Bring your screw gun down here, Jeff. Just run the one right here. You want this flush?
Yes, please.
Well, let them massage you. You happy with that?
I am happy with that. Well, there it is. From a pile of lumber to an actual part of my structure, there is my first wall, and I am so excited to tear into the next one. I am also excited that you guys are joining me in this journey. I didn't expect to have this many subscribers tagging along with me, but it is awesome to get your feedback and comments and have your support. So please, if you haven't already, go ahead and click subscribe and like this video and let me know what you think. If you have some construction advice to share, I am open to hearing it. And I hope that this whole project has you inspired to go out and create your own whatever it is that you feel like you have inside of you to create. Have a great day. Get outside. Enjoy Mother Nature.
Oh, you just messed things up. Hi guys, back to a belly and duck thing, and we are going off. See how I do this side. Okay. And ready? Abby. Yeah. And read that. Sissy running back to like this is a fight well shit. And mommy is building it. Daughter's going them up, and daddy has all this big stuff. She's hanging out, but I wanted to doing that.